How was it playing two characters, Millie and Mulatto Girl, in the film? What was that like when you drew into the role?
Yeah, I think for me, the idea of playing the two characters was something that I found really attractive, and was a huge reason why I was interested in being part of the film. Um, when I first read the script, I was so intrigued as to how they were gonna kind of explore and show the two worlds on screen. And I think for me, the biggest thing to kind of differentiate the two was physicality. um Millie has her strengths in very different ways. She has a very firm belief in herself and who she is, and what's right. Whereas Molotov is all about the exterior. It's what she's physically able to do and how she kind of navigates the video game. So it was great for me. It was something that was like a huge conversation with, especially with Sean, our director, from the very early stages as to what's the costume going to be like, accents, how would she speak in the video game. There was a lot of kind of freedom in that. But it was always important for there to be a real essence of Millie within Molotov. We didn't want them to feel disconnected in any way. So hopefully they didn't.
How is it working with funny guys like Ryan Reynolds, Lil Rel Howery, Utkarsh Ambudkar, and Taika Waititi? Was everyone cracking up between lines? Was there a lot of ad-libbing going on?
I think out of everyone, I was definitely probably one of the ones who was cracking up a lot, especially with Ryan. Because I had a lot of time spent with Ryan. There's actually a scene in the film where we're eating bubblegum ice cream, and he says a joke, and he probably had like 5 jokes ready, and there was a lot of takes of me just hysterically laughing, and I think Sean was like, "You can just laugh a little bit less. She's a little bit cooler than that." So yeah, it was great. I mean, it just, that kind of atmosphere just trickled all the way through the set. It was a very easygoing, fun set to be on, and to get to witness how, Ryan and Ukarsh and Taika work. There was one day I went to set because I had a costume fitting and Taika was filming, and he was improvising for about 10 minutes. And I just sat there on my day off on a chair and watched him do it because I was so impressed. So yeah, it was very, very fun, and I took a lot away from it.
Great, thank you. Ryan Reynolds calls this film a fast ball of joy. Why is
Mm,
that? And was that something that you could sense when filming?
definitely. It is a fast ball of joy. I feel like that's a perfect catchphrase from Ryan. And I think it's hugely down to the people who were making it. I've said this before, but from the moment I met Sean and Ryan at my audition room in New York, I flew over there. I just finished Killing Eve like the day before. And they were so welcoming, and it felt like a safe space to play around and try different things. I didn't feel like I was being judged in any way. They were really rooting for me to do the best work that I could, and that continued through the whole shoot. It was impossible not to have a good day when you were on set, because it is silly and it has a lot of heart. And um, we all had such an amazing time making it that I feel like you can't help but feel and experience that when you're sat watching it at home or in the cinema.
Did you do your own stunts in the film? How was that? And how much time did you spend in training for these scenes?
Yeah, so I think for me, the stunts were definitely the biggest challenge. It was definitely the most I've done in any project I've been a part of. I did as much as I could. I was really determined to do that. But I had an incredible stunt double called Haley Wright who did the really, really cool stuff. I can't take credit for that. But yeah, there's some huge, huge action sequences in this film. So when I got to Boston, I got there a couple of weeks before we started filming, and I would do like an hour of my own kind of personal fitness workout, and then I would do like 3 hours a day with the stunt team. Because what I've learned about stunts is they're very much like a dance. It's all choreography, and you've got to focus on what you're doing. You've got to make it feel real, but then you also have to keep the person opposite you safe. Like there's so much that goes into that. And it's the closest I've ever worked with a stunt department. And I just like, I take my hat off to them all, because without them, the film would not be what it is.